Gary? Baby, is everything okay?
Oh my God, Gary, what are you doing?
Next on Sistas.
You are sick.
It's not what you think.
Oh, really? Because what I see is my fiance jacking off to his ex's dirty panties.
Honestly, I have no words. Gary is unhinged, and I will leave it at that. Goes back to what was said in the last episode where Andy was recognizing that, you know what, maybe Gary's ex-wife wasn't really crazy. Maybe, at least not on her own. It was Gary that drove her to that point. And if you look at Gary's behavior now, it just makes you think, yeah, maybe they were just two nut jobs who fell in love, because my goodness, Gary does not like to lose. And it seems clear that he obviously has a chip on his shoulder regarding all things Andy related. But he still has this creepy fixation on her because he up in there smelling the panties. Now, I'm not going to kink shame, because there could be a number of people out there that are into that kind of thing. There are people who like dirty undergarments, dirty socks, dirty, I don't know, towels or shirts. Oh, what's it called? Pheromones, if I'm not mistaken. It's like certain parts of the body give off different pheromones. So different people have different attraction to those pheromones, whether it be from perfume, whether it be from perspiration, sweat and whatnot. So Gary's thing is booty odor. Hey, I'm not judging. Okay. I'm not going to judge. Am I into that panty sniffing? No. But everybody has their thing, and I am not here to kink shame. What I am here to shame is the fact that this man has the nerve to pleasure himself in another person's bathroom. Granted, he did pay for the place, but still, it ain't right. Then on top of that, you got your pregnant fiance in the next room while the person's panties who you're sniffing is sitting out there with her brother. Penelope's brother. So again, I'm not here to kink shame. I am here to just shame Gary for, jacking off in a place like this, because it just goes to show he is still not over Andy. And it's like, bro, like, does it need to be this level of obsession? Like, what the writers had to do this for with Gary? Because he was already creepy enough, from like the telescope, looking at the penthouse through his work office. And it's like, come on, man. Like, to what ends? Scary Gary is now nasty Gary. At first I thought creepy, but nasty is like scary Gary. Yeah, that rhymes, but nasty Gary's more like it. It's like, nah, bro. It's like, and if I gotta look at the preview yet again, because does this man like ball him up and put him in his pocket or something? Because Penelope comes in there. I'm like, first of all, you didn't let him finish. That's rude. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just making sure you're still with me here. But, she's in her feelings about it. But then, of course, with Hayden talking to Andy in the promo, he knows something's off about Gary. And even though Andy said, well, I had dinner with he and Penelope last night and they seemed fine, it's like, no, that was just a front. Because when you go back and look at everything that occurred over at the penthouse, anybody with a shred of common sense could tell things between Gary and Penelope aren't that great. I mean, the biggest indication was the moment where Gary had his arm around Penelope, but he kind of whipped it up in the air and it kind of pushed her forward. And it's like, nobody wanted to address this. For real? Like, can you not see what's going on here? And he's that controlling, and he just hates the fact that regardless of the game being over between him and Andy, you got to think of it, and I'm not vouching for him, but I'm looking at it from his perspective. In his perspective, he lost. Andy got the last move, even though technically it was Danny who did so. But think about it. Andy revealing to Penelope who Gary really was. Not just at Jordan's place, but when Penelope went to her job and they talked in the office and whatnot, he lost because Penelope saw him for who he really was. And Andy is with Jordan and she's happy, living it up in the penthouse he bought her. dude is running for city council. She's cooking now, banging hair. It's like, man, you weren't doing all this when we were together. What's up with that? He's hating. He feels like he was the one who was wronged. Yet he's lucky he was able to get Penelope back by some people are speculating, oh, well, Penelope and Andy are probably working together or whatnot. And Penelope, you know, she's only doing this to get information to incriminate Gary or something like that. But no, she seems to have gone back, you know, with her own free will. Like Andy said, well, no, Gary, we just informed Penelope of who you really were. And after all the information, she's an adult. She made her own decision to get back together with you. So it is what it is. But given that Hayden of all people is telling Andy that, yo, have you noticed something off about Gary? That should let you know that this dude has been going off the deep end. 3 months have passed. He's probably been more and more agitated, wondering what's been going on in that penthouse since, you know, Andy chose Jordan over him. And he's just been going at it with Penelope these past 3 months just to kind of tolerate each other. But yeah, I don't know. The episode started off with him just being a thorn in everyone's side. Everybody else is being cordial and mature. He's the only one that's in his feelings. And other people are like, I don't know. I think Andy's putting on an act too, being all nice and whatnot. That could be true, but Gary was the one who wasn't able to have a poker face whatsoever. He wasn't letting any sort of facade throw his game off. He's like, look, this is some bull crap. You ain't call us over here just to, you know, have a nice dinner. What's going on? So what do you think about this new creepy Gary? I mean, is this really a new side of Gary, or is his true self coming to the surface? That's what I'm thinking. So let me know in the comment section below. We know things are going to get on a hinge because he'll have that gun later on in the season, but like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. And let me know in the comments, have you ever smelled panties before? I'm just kidding. Thumbs up the video if you have. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. That was funny though.